I know, I'm going to stand. For a season where there was a lot of change, some things remain the same. North Dakota State's annual trip to the Lone Star State is on, with the Bison seeing the familiar face of James Madison. The Dukes ended NDSU's remarkable run back in 2016, but NDSU returned the favor the next season. What started way back in Fargo in August culminates today in January in Texas. It's the final game of the FCS football calendar, and it starts now.
This is the Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football Pregame Show.
I don't blame you. What?
Well, welcome into the Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football Pregame Show. Out here in cold Frisco, Texas. It's a snowy one out here, guys. What do you think?
It is a bit snowy. My first trip down here, I was hoping for a little bit more of the warm weather, but I don't think we got that this time. So we're just gonna have to roll with what it is. And Kyle, I know you played in some pretty gnarly games, so this is gnarly.
I never played anything like this. The coldest game I played was actually my last one in New England, but it was not snowing. And I still think I'm coming off of that California weather. It's still pretty soft, so it's pretty cold out here.
Hey, but great to see Bison Nation out here alive and well. The crowd's mulling around, a great turnout for the Bison as they made their annual walk into the stadium today. And let me tell you, the tailgate lot is rolling. A lot of jokes about whether or not we ordered this weather. And I know I heard a JMU fan asking if the Bison will be able to play in it because they don't play outside. I think they'll be all right.
Oh yeah, they still practice outside. I mean, the bubble is not that warm. I can speak on that firsthand. So I think they'll be just fine. It will be interesting to see. This weather's going to have an effect, and you're going to hear coach talk. Oh, it's just weather. Everyone has to play in it. Whatever. It's going to have an effect on the game. It's going to be low scoring. We already had two good defenses. It'll be interesting to see what kind of effect this weather takes on this game.
Well, let's find out a little bit more about what the players are in store for. Our crew is on the field right now. Ryan, how's it looking down there?
Not good right now. It is a full-out snowstorm in Frisco, Texas. I'll move to the side a little bit and let our camera guy just get a shot of the playing surface right now. The field itself isn't too bad underneath the little bit of snow that is there. Snow's been falling here consistently for about the last 20 minutes. The conditions are pretty good right now. The fear is when the sun comes out and the melting that could happen on this field, well, then things get a little bit interesting. Let's bring in Lee Timmerman, Brian Sean, and we realized about 24 hours ago that this field was going to become a concern, Lee.
We did, but we were talking with Nick Gazer and a couple of the coaches not that long ago, and they said so far the players are really happy with being able to get the cleats in the ground. But as you mentioned, we'll see how that plays. But right now, even though it looks bad, the players think that they have enough traction through their cleats to be good to go at the beginning of the game.
Brian Sean, we've seen players bundled up like us. We've also seen players wearing not much.
We see one of the guys back here behind me. Looks like one of the defensive linemen from James Madison. He's going shirtless with shorts. He wants to show how tough he is. I don't know how smart he is for doing that, but he's maybe trying to get in the head of some guys. We saw Christian Watson out here warming up without a shirt on, and he's from Florida. So you never know what you're going to see with some of these guys when they come out. But what's going to be interesting is over the next 90 minutes, how much more precipitation falls, and then how much it warms up and how much of this melts, and then does the turf hold up for a period of time too as this game moves along.
The end we're standing on, wind really not a factor. You go to the other end of the stadium when wind does start to play a factor there, it'll gust, guys, about as high as 20 miles an hour, and we'll have to see if the wind and the field conditions, how much that plays into today's game. The good news, I think, for Bison fans, both teams have to deal with what we're standing on. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Ryan. Yeah, a little bit of what we expected. We were expecting maybe a lot of moisture on the field, but to see that slush out there and then to know the wind conditions as well, I think we're going to see probably a lot more of that run game taken over.
Yeah, and when I think of weather, a lot of times I think of turnovers, and I think who can hang on to the ball, and that's going to make sometimes that's going to be the difference in a game.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I don't have to play this game. I'm so glad that I can watch this one from inside. Yeah, this is going to be just a battle of attrition, I think, with this one.
And you know, we had spoken with the Toyota Stadium crew about beer sales and how much beer they prepare for inside that stadium. They said that they get more for this game than they do for a Jimmy Buffett concert, which is certainly saying something. And I think with these temperatures and it being outside and the cold that they're already enduring, they better be bringing in the backup stash.
Hey, but there's a Hardy bunch here. We've got a Hardy bunch. They've been out in full force all day. We got here and this was already rolling this morning at 7:30. So these guys are ready to go for the game. I don't know that I'm ready for it, but they're ready for it. And go ahead.
Sometimes you just have to cheer louder to keep yourself warmer.
There you go.
And you know what? People worked really hard to get here. There were some travel concerns yesterday.
Yeah.
We were dealing with the weather. And so to see people out here, they're in good spirits. They're ready to see the Bison get that 8th championship in 9 years. It's been a full week here in Frisco. We've been here all week, bringing you all of the latest, getting you ready for this game. And we've got plenty more coming up. We're here for 90 minutes to take you up to that kickoff at 11 a.m.
But before we get to our first break, let's go out to this tailgate lot. Let's get Mike Morkin. He was out with the Crazies out here earlier today for Tailgate Trivia. Mike?
All right, here we are out in the tailgate section, and we've got a pretty decent crowd right here. Pretty good crowd, right? Yeah. We're here to play some tailgate trivia in Texas. I've got 2 contestants, and each of them are playing for a Big Irv's $50 gift certificate. We thank Big Irv's for sponsoring it. Let's go ladies first. Your name?
Katie.
Katie, and where are you from?
Des Moines.
Des Moines? Where's the NDSU connection?
My husband is the alum.
Okay, where's he at? Right over here. All right, okay. You ready to play?
Of course.
Here we go. How many undefeated NDSU Bison football teams have there been since 1894? Is it 15 or 13? And you can ask the crowd behind you for help. Is it 15 or 13? Huh? 15 or 13 undefeated. What is it? This is only an hour-and-a-half show.
You can help her.
You can help. What's
15 or 13?
I'd say 15. Let's go 1-5.
Okay,
15 is correct. Yes. All right. Let's try to pick up the pace a little bit. All right. Second question. And your name?
Jordan.
Jordan, where are you from?
Martinsville, Minnesota.
We can get this weather back home, can't we?